There is a frequency that bends reality, not in theory, in practice. And it is not out there, it is within you. You have felt it before. Those moments when life moves with you, not against you. When doors open without effort, when synchronicities appear as if reality is conspiring in your favor, and just as quickly it can vanish. Suddenly the flow dries up. Everything feels forced. Resistance creeps in. Have you ever felt like life just flowed, and then suddenly did not? What changed? It was not the world. It was not your worth. It was your frequency. You are not merely living in reality, you are broadcasting into it, constantly. Your thoughts, your emotions, your state of being, they do not just sit quietly inside you. They ripple outward, shaping the very fabric of what you call life. But most people never learn how to tune that signal. They try harder, push more, visualize longer, and yet the results do not match the effort. Because manifestation was never about effort. It was always about resonance. Right now your entire body is humming. Literally. Every cell is vibrating. Your heart is sending out an electromagnetic field measurable from several feet away. Your brain is pulsing with electrical frequencies that change with your mood, your breath, your beliefs. You are frequency in motion. But here is the forgotten truth. When your frequency aligns with what you desire, the universe has no choice but to respond. This is not spiritual poetry, it is energetic law. Just like a radio cannot receive music unless it is tuned to the station broadcasting it, you cannot receive the life you want unless your energy is tuned to it. And the best part? You do not have to get the frequency. You already are it. That effortless version of you, the one living with peace, purpose, love, abundance, they are not in the future. They are simply broadcasting on a different frequency, waiting for you to meet them. This video is not about teaching you something new. It is about helping you remember something ancient, something your soul has always known but your mind has forgotten. There is a reason this showed up for you today. It is not a coincidence. It is coherence. Your energy called for it. And now the universe is answering. So let us begin. Let us dive into the unseen force that is shaping your life from the inside out. Let us uncover how you have always been in communication with reality and how to finally speak the language it understands. Because once you understand what you are made of, you will never try to force your life again. You will simply tune in, and the world will respond. You are the signal. It is time to remember how to broadcast. To understand why some moments flow and others freeze, we have to start with the energy that you are made of. You have been taught to think of energy as something you use, something external. You flip a switch, and the light turns on. You move your body, and you burn calories. But your energy, the one shaping your life, is not mechanical. It is magnetic. And it is not something you consume, it is something you generate. Right now, without trying, without speaking, without even thinking, you are broadcasting a frequency into the field around you. It does not pause when you sleep. It does not wait for your permission. It is always on. This field, the one your heart creates, the one your brain pulses into space, is measurable. It has direction, rhythm, and strength. And it speaks to the universe in a language more precise than words. Your thoughts are electric. Your emotions are magnetic. Together they create an electromagnetic signature, a personal broadcast that either harmonizes with your desires or pushes them away. Think of it this way. You are a radio tower, and your life is tuning itself to whatever signal you are emitting. This is not philosophy, it is physics. The HeartMath Institute has shown that the heart produces a magnetic field 5,000 times stronger than the brain. It pulses outward in all directions, shaping how you experience life and how life responds to you. So when you feel fear, tension, or doubt, you are not just feeling it inside, You are transmitting it, and reality responds accordingly. This is why people who expect chaos often attract it. And those who carry calm seem to live in a different universe entirely. Because they do. Not physically, vibrationally. The quantum field, the space that holds all probability, is not out there. It surrounds you. It fills you. And it responds to coherence. Coherence is when your heart, mind, and nervous system are in alignment. It is when your thoughts match your emotions, and your body feels safe to believe it is already real. In this state, your energy becomes sharp, clear, directed, and reality listens. Have you ever noticed how certain people seem to attract opportunity? They walk into a room, and things unfold. They speak their desires, and the path lights up. It is not luck. It is not charm. It is coherence. They are generating a field that draws life toward them, because that is what life does. It moves toward clarity. It synchronizes with confidence. It harmonizes with belief. So here is the shift. Stop asking the universe for signs. Start becoming the signal. Because you are never not broadcasting. Every moment you feel something, say something, think something, you send a ripple. And those ripples, those patterns of information, interact with the world in ways far deeper than logic. This is why two people with the same skills, same intentions, and same actions can create vastly different results. It is not about what they do. It is about how they vibrate while doing it. Action is important, but energy comes first. Action is the echo. Frequency is the cause. So take a breath. Feel what you are radiating right now, not what you are saying, what you are being, because that is your true message. And reality is listening. You are not reacting to reality, you are generating it, moment by moment. And this generation does not begin with effort. It begins with awareness. The moment you become conscious of your state, your thoughts, your breath, your emotion, your body, you reclaim the dial. You stop spinning in unconscious feedback loops. You stop attracting from fear, and you begin to design from clarity. That is the gift of awareness. It is not just mental, it is energetic. It is the first step toward magnetic living. But this truth runs even deeper. Because once you realize that your energy is not passive, you realize something even more powerful. You are not a solid object moving through time. You are a frequency moving through possibility. And the more you understand this, the more reality begins to bend. Not because you have learned a trick, but because you have remembered a law. The law of vibration. The law of resonance. The law of you. And once you realize you are a field, not a fixed object, everything begins to shift. You have been looking at yourself through the wrong lens. You see skin, bone, and brain. You see the shape of a body, the weight of a name, the trail of memories you carry behind you. But what you truly are is vibration. You are not a thing, you are a field. A dynamic, oscillating field of potential. Modern physics has confirmed what mystics whispered centuries ago. The deeper we look into matter, the less solid it becomes. Atoms dissolve into subatomic particles. And those particles, they do not behave like objects. They behave like waves. And those waves, they only become particles, only take form when they are observed. This is the observer effect. In quantum mechanics, particles remain in a state of pure potential, existing in all places at once, until attention collapses them into one outcome. That means reality does not just exist. It responds. It responds to your consciousness. It responds to your attention. It responds to the frequency you broadcast when you look at the world. Right now, your thoughts are acting as a tuning fork, collapsing potential into experience. Your emotions are amplifying that signal. Your beliefs, they are shaping the lens through which the quantum field becomes physical life. You are not passively watching the movie. You are writing it, one energetic imprint at a time. And the field that surrounds you, the one science calls the zero-point field, the unified field, the quantum vacuum, it holds every possible version of you. The version of you that is wealthy, the version that is in love, the version that is healed, empowered, awake. They already exist. They are real, not in fantasy, but in frequency. But here is the catch. You cannot access those versions through logic alone. You access them by becoming a vibrational match. And that shift does not happen through force. It happens through identity. The universe does not respond to what you wish for. It responds to what you are being. It responds to your field. And your field is not fixed. It is fluid. It shifts every time you shift your awareness. When you move from doubt to trust, your field reconfigures. When you choose gratitude over resentment, your frequency spikes. When you stop asking if you will manifest and begin knowing you already have, you collapse time. And something incredible begins to happen. Life meets you where you are. This is the art of energetic alignment. Not chasing outcomes, but stabilizing your vibration at the level of your desires. Because your field is not separate from the field. You are the field, expressing itself as a person. You are not a small self in a giant universe. You are the universe, focused in a unique waveform called you. That is what entanglement reveals, the quantum phenomenon, where particles remain connected, even when separated by great distance. Change one, and the other responds, instantly. You are not separate from the outcomes you desire. You are entangled with them. Your desires are not outside of you. They are quantum potentials, waiting for you to remember your role in their unfolding. And the moment you shift your inner state, the entire field reorganizes. Not metaphorically, energetically. This is not superstition. It is physics. And you do not need to understand the equations. You only need to understand this. Vibration is the language of reality. Not words. Not effort. Not struggle. Vibration. So the question becomes, what are you vibrating right now? Not what are you thinking, but what are you being? Because you do not manifest what you want. You manifest what you are. This is the power that is being dormant in you, not because it was missing, but because you were looking for it in form, instead of in frequency. So breathe. You are not just a body. You are not just a name. You are a dynamic wave, a field of conscious intention, shaping and collapsing possibility into form. You are not a drop in the ocean. You are the entire ocean, focused into a single ripple of awareness. And when you remember this, manifestation stops being mystical. It becomes natural. So how does this quantum reality tie into everyday life? How do we move from abstract science to real-world results? Let us now unlock the secret link between vibration and manifestation, and how your energy turns thoughts into things. So what turns potential into experience? What transforms an invisible intention into something you can see, feel, hold? The answer is vibration, not as a metaphor but as a mechanism. At the most fundamental level, everything is energy, and energy vibrates. From the largest galaxy to the smallest thought, nothing in this universe is static. Every cell in your body, every breath you take, every thought you think, it all vibrates. And those vibrations carry information. They are like a personal frequency code, broadcasting to the quantum field what you are available for. Think of it like tuning a radio. The station is always broadcasting. But unless you are dialed to the right frequency, you will hear static, not the music. Manifestation works the same way. Your desires are already alive in the field. But unless your vibration matches their signal, you won't hear the music. You will not feel the flow. You will just feel stuck, confused. Like you are doing everything right and nothing is shifting. But here is what most people miss. Manifestation does not respond to effort. It responds to coherence. That means your thoughts, emotions, and body must be vibrating in harmony, with clarity, not contradiction. If you affirm abundance but carry the energy of lack, you are vibrating scarcity. If you visualize success but emotionally expect failure, you are broadcasting misalignment. And the universe, being precise, reflects that signal back to you. Not to punish, but to mirror. Always, perfectly, without bias. Because this field, this intelligent vibrating canvas we call reality, does not respond to what you want. It responds to what you are. This is where resonance comes in. Resonance is a natural law, the tendency of one system to vibrate in sympathy with another. When a tuning fork is struck, another nearby fork of the same frequency will begin to vibrate without being touched. That is resonance. And you do this with life all the time. When you feel inspired, the world seems to open. Opportunities appear. People respond differently. You are not imagining it. You are resonating. But when you are in fear, stress, or doubt, your signal weakens. You vibrate out of harmony with your desires and into alignment with survival. That is not failure, it is feedback. And once you understand it, you stop blaming the world. You start adjusting the signal. This is the hidden code. Low vibration attracts resistance. High vibration attracts resonance. And you can feel the difference. Low vibration feels heavy, rushed, uncertain. It is a constant reaching, chasing, doubting. It says, I am not there yet. And life agrees. High vibration feels spacious, grounded, magnetic. It is not grasping, it is allowing. It says, it is already mine, and life responds accordingly. But this is not about pretending to be high vibe. It is about actually shifting your frequency from the inside out. So how do you do that? You begin by observing your state without judgment. Every time you feel off, ask, what am I broadcasting right now? Not what am I thinking, but what am I being? Is there gratitude or tension, peace or pressure, alignment or fear? Because your vibration lives beneath your words. It hums below the surface, and it never lies. That is why some people can speak affirmations daily and still struggle. Because underneath the words their energy says, I do not believe this. The field listens to the energy, not the language. It hears the emotion behind the intention. It reads the signal. And the moment your signal matches the life you desire, the manifestation begins. This is why presence is more powerful than force. Because when you are present, truly present, your energy stabilizes. Your nervous system calms. Your frequency clears. From that place, even a small action becomes potent. Because now it is charged with alignment. You do not have to try to attract. You just have to become the frequency of what you want. And that is not something you achieve once. It is something you practice, moment to moment. Ask yourself, if I already had what I desired, how would I feel? How would I breathe? How would I walk into a room? Then begin to embody that now. Because you are not faking it. You are tuning to it. This is the essence of vibrational manifestation, not creating from emptiness, but revealing from wholeness. Not begging the universe for change, but showing up as the version of you who knows it is already done. And the more consistently you hold that signal, the faster reality conforms to meet it. That is the code. It is not mystical. It is measurable. It is not reserved for the few. It is wired into you. You do not attract what you want. You attract what you vibrate. So feel into your field right now. Is it aligned with expansion or echoing lack? You do not have to judge it. Just notice. Because with every breath you have the power to adjust the dial. And when you do, the universe responds, not slowly, Not someday. Now. But here is the catch, and it is the reason most people never see results. They are vibrating from the very state that blocks what they seek. Let us talk about that. If you have ever felt like you are doing everything right and still nothing changes, you are not alone. In fact, you are experiencing one of the most common energetic traps on the path of manifestation. It is not because you are broken. It is not because you are not worthy. It is because you are vibrating from the very state that keeps your desires out of reach, and you do not even realize it. Most people are stuck in low-frequency patterns, not because they chose them, but because they inherited them. From childhood, you were conditioned to survive, not to thrive. You were trained to fit in, stay safe, avoid pain. And in doing so, your nervous system became wired for protection instead of expansion. You learned to fear the unknown, to doubt your intuition, to question your worth. And that fear, that doubt, those subtle emotional undercurrents, they did not stay in your mind. They dropped into your frequency. You began to vibrate at the level of tension, at the level of waiting, of hoping, but never fully allowing. Because part of you still believes that having more means losing something. That stepping into abundance will make you unsafe. That letting go of control means something bad might happen. So you hold on. You try harder. You double down on effort. But energy does not lie. And the universe responds not to your intentions but to your state. This is why you can visualize wealth while still repelling it. Why you can affirm love but keep attracting pain. Why you can meditate daily and still feel stuck. Because beneath the surface, your vibration is saying, I do not trust it. I do not believe I am ready. I am afraid of what happens if it actually comes. This creates a loop. The more resistance you carry, the more stuck you feel. The more stuck you feel, the more you doubt. The more you doubt, the lower your frequency drops. And the field simply reflects that pattern again and again. But here is the truth. You are not your pattern. You are the awareness of the pattern. And that awareness? It is the first step to freedom. When you begin to notice the thoughts that loop, the emotions that tighten, the stories that replay, you take back the dial. You stop being unconsciously entangled with resistance and start choosing alignment on purpose. It is not about forcing positive thoughts. It is about observing your current frequency with compassion and gently upgrading it. Because the most dangerous vibration is not fear. It is unconscious fear. The kind that hides behind logic. The kind that whispers, be realistic. Do not get your hopes up. Protect yourself. That voice is old. It was installed long before you knew you had a choice. And now you do. You get to choose again. Not just mentally, vibrationally. You get to ask, what frequency am I living in? And is it truly mine? Does it belong to the version of me that is expanding? Or is it just a remnant of who I used to be, trying to keep me safe by keeping me small? When you are stuck, it is not because your desire is too big. It is because your energy is still rehearsing the past. You are holding a future vision, while vibrating with yesterday's SEP's emotion. But manifestation is not about repeating the old. It is about becoming the new. So let go, not of the dream, but of the doubt that says it cannot be yours. Let go of the habit of shrinking. Let go of the signal that says, not yet, not me. And instead start tuning into the version of you who already has it. Not to pretend, but to remember, because that version is not far away. It is vibrating just outside your current signal, waiting for you to rise. You are not broken. You are just tuned into the wrong station, and you have had the power to shift it all along. The key is not to try harder. It is to relax into resonance, into safety, into coherence. And when you do, you will discover that manifestation does not have to be forced. It can be effortless. Let us explore how that is possible. There is a space where creation happens effortlessly, where time dissolves, where action feels like intuition in motion, where the world seems to bend around your intentions without resistance, without struggle. This is not imagination. It is a measurable state of consciousness. It is called flow. Flow is the bridge between energetic alignment and physical manifestation, and you have been there before, even if you did not have a name for it. It is the moment when you are so present, so focused, so internally clear, that your outer world begins to reflect it instantly. You speak, and someone texts. You act, and synchronicity follows. You stop chasing, and what you wanted begins to arrive. Because in flow, you are no longer trying to force reality. You are resonating with it. Neuroscience shows that in flow, your brain moves into a theta state, a rhythm just above sleep, yet deeply alert. In this state, the prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for doubt, control, and overthinking, goes quiet. And what is left is pure presence. This is why artists create their best work in flow. Why athletes break records. Why visionaries receive ideas that change their entire path. But flow is not just for peak performers. It is your natural state. The one that emerges when your mind, body, and energy are in coherence. In flow, you stop operating from fear. You stop asking, what if it does not work? Instead, you start moving from knowing. You feel the right actions before they make sense. You trust the nudges. You release the timeline. Because effortlessness does not mean doing nothing. It means doing what wants to be done, without resistance. This is why manifestation accelerates in flow, because your energy is no longer fragmented. You are no longer taking action from lack, or thinking from fear, or visualizing one thing while emotionally expecting the opposite. You have dropped into the field, the quantum field. And from this place, creation becomes magnetic. Have you ever noticed how your best ideas come in the shower, on a walk, or just before sleep? That is not random. It is rhythm. When your brain waves slow down, your subconscious opens, and your vibration becomes clearer, more stable. You are no longer pushing the river. You are the river. This is the opposite of hustle culture. The opposite of spiritual bypassing too. Flow does not ignore pain. It simply moves through it with grace. In flow, even your healing becomes efficient. Even your shadows feel safe to rise, because there is no judgment, just movement. And this is key. Manifestation does not require perfection. It requires permission. Permission to stop gripping so tightly. To stop micromanaging every outcome. To stop rehearsing worst-case scenarios under the disguise of being realistic. When you release the need to control, you allow the intelligence of the field to support you. Because life, at its core, wants to flow. It wants to move through you, not around you. But flow cannot be forced. It must be entered. So how do you enter it? Not by thinking more, but by softening, by tuning inward instead of chasing outward. You begin by grounding into your body, feeling your breath, letting your nervous system know it is safe now. Then you listen. What feels light? What feels alive? What direction pulls at you, not with pressure but with quiet certainty? That is flow inviting you in. It may not always look productive, but it is always powerful, because aligned action, even small, carries the momentum of mountains. It moves from clarity. It speaks to the field with confidence, and the universe listens. Effortlessness is not laziness, it is supreme alignment. You do not manifest by proving. You manifest by being. And the more time you spend in flow, the more normal it becomes. The more familiar it feels to create without pushing, to receive without begging, to act without fear. This is how miracles normalize. not by waiting for something magical to happen, but by learning to live from the frequency where magic is the baseline. So ask yourself now, when was the last time life felt light? When did time disappear and inspiration take over? That was your nervous system remembering flow, and you can return to that state anytime. All it takes is a shift. Not in your schedule, but in your state. Not in your effort, but in your energy. Flow is not rare. It is your home. You have just been trained to leave it. So breathe and come back. Let us now explore the doorway to this state, the emotional portal that lets you shift frequencies instantly and consciously. Because emotions are the dial. Your emotions are not just reactions. They are signals. They are vibrations, frequencies your body emits into the field every moment you are alive. And those frequencies, they are not just felt inside. They are broadcast outward, to your environment, to the people around you, to the quantum field that is always listening. You have been taught to manage your emotions, to suppress them, control them, analyze them. But what if your emotions are not meant to be managed? What if they are meant to be heard? Because each emotion you feel carries a signature frequency. Anger has a different vibration than joy. Shame resonates far lower than gratitude. Fear pulls you into contraction. Love expands you into coherence. Dr. David Hawkins' scale of consciousness mapped this precisely. At the bottom of the scale, guilt, shame, despair. These frequencies weaken the body, destabilize the field, collapse possibility. As you rise through courage, acceptance, love, peace, the body strengthens. The mind sharpens. The energy field becomes magnetic. And the truth is simple. You manifest not from thought alone, but from emotion-powered vibration. You can say all the affirmations you want, but if underneath those words you feel anxious, unworthy, or tense, that is the frequency being transmitted. That is the signal the field responds to, because the universe does not hear your words. It hears your emotional signal. So if you want to change what shows up in your life, you must first change what vibrates inside your heart. This does not mean pretending to be happy when you are not. It does not mean bypassing pain or forcing positivity. True vibrational mastery begins with emotional honesty. It begins when you sit with your anger without becoming it. When you acknowledge your fear without feeding it. When you make space for sadness and still choose to open your heart. Because every emotion has a frequency, and that frequency holds information. Your job is not to suppress it. Your job is to feel it fully, and then choose which station to keep broadcasting. You are the DJ, and your emotions are the music. Some days your body will play grief. Other days it will pulse with possibility. That is okay. Emotional waves are natural. What matters is whether you identify with the emotion or observe it with awareness. The more awareness you bring to your emotional state, the more conscious you become of the vibration you are radiating. And the more conscious that vibration becomes, the more power you have to shift it. This is why gratitude is so transformational. Not because it is polite, but because it lifts your entire frequency in seconds. It softens the nervous system. It expands the heart. It aligns your body with safety, sufficiency, and receiving. The same goes for love. Not romantic love, but the vibrational state of love. It opens your field. It synchronizes your brain and heart. It says to the universe, I trust, I receive, I allow. This is the hidden dial of reality. Your emotions are not background noise, they are your broadcast. So start tuning. When you wake up, check your emotional frequency before you check your phone. When you enter a room, ask, what am I bringing into this space? Vibrationally. When you visualize your future, do not just see it, feel it. Let your body become familiar with the emotional state of already having it. Because your nervous system does not know the difference between imagination and memory. If you can feel the elevated emotion now, you train your field to hold that frequency consistently. And when that happens, reality shifts. Not because you begged it to, but because you became a vibrational match. So here is the invitation. Feel more, feel deeper, feel consciously. Do not run from emotions. Do not deny them. Meet them with breath. Move through them with grace. And keep choosing the ones that open your field, not close it. Because every time you choose love over fear, every time you feel gratitude instead of lack, every time you surrender instead of control, you are upgrading your frequency. And the universe responds. Instantly. Sometimes. Subtly. Powerfully. Always. You do not have to be high vibe 24/7. You just have to become emotionally aware. Because awareness equals sign access. Access to your inner dial. Access to your next level. Access to the version of you who manifests with ease because they've mastered the signal they are sending. And remember, emotions are not obstacles. They are indicators. They are showing you where your vibration is and pointing you toward where it is ready to rise. But emotional frequency becomes exponentially more powerful when it synchronizes with the body's most intelligent rhythm. Let us now explore what happens when your heart and brain, the two most magnetic organs in your body, begin to operate in harmony. There is a hidden rhythm inside you, a pulse that connects your mind, your body, and the field of creation itself. When this rhythm is fragmented, life feels chaotic. But when it is aligned, manifestation flows with breathtaking ease. This rhythm is called coherence. Coherence is when your heart and brain operate in harmony, not just metaphorically, but biologically, electrically, vibrationally. You see, your heart is not just a pump. It is an intelligent organ with its own neural network. More than 40,000 neurons capable of feeling, remembering, and sensing. And it speaks to your brain constantly. In fact, over 90% of the communication between your heart and brain travels upward, from the heart to the brain. When your emotional state is chaotic, filled with fear, frustration, or anxiety, your heart rhythm becomes erratic, and that incoherence sends a stress signal to the brain. The result? Your nervous system locks into survival. Your creative thinking shuts down. Your energy field becomes unstable. But when you feel love, appreciation, or calm presence, your heart rhythm smooths out. It moves into a harmonious wave, and that rhythm sends a signal to the brain that says, it is safe, it is aligned. Let us create. This is coherence. In this state, your brain and heart synchronize. Your nervous system relaxes. Your body enters what scientists call a flow state, and your energy becomes magnetic. The HeartMath Institute has studied this for decades. They've shown that heart-brain coherence increases intuition, focus, emotional resilience, and even immune function. But beyond science, coherence is a spiritual technology. It is how you align with the frequency of your desires, not just through thought but through embodied resonance. Because here is the truth. Your thoughts are electric. Your emotions are magnetic. But coherence is what makes them powerful. When you are coherent, your vibration sharpens. You stop sending mixed signals to the field. You stop asking for one thing while fearing another. You become a clear transmitter. And the universe? It responds instantly to clarity. This is why two people can have the same vision board, same affirmations, same goals, but manifest completely different realities. It is not about what they say. It is about the coherence between what they think, feel, and believe. So how do you create coherence? You begin with breath. Slow, rhythmic, present. Inhale for 5 seconds. Exhale for 5 seconds. Repeat. Then, bring your attention to your heart. Feel the space in your chest. Imagine it glowing, soft, expansive. Now activate an elevated emotion. Gratitude, love, peace, appreciation. Not as an idea, but as a feeling. Let it fill your body. Let it anchor in your breath. Let it stabilize your field. In that moment, you have entered coherence. And in coherence, your energy becomes a magnet for synchronicity. Decisions become easier. Manifestations accelerate. Life starts to meet you with effortless timing. And you begin to trust the process, not just mentally but biologically, because your system remembers this is how it is meant to operate. When the heart and brain align, the mind quiets, the body softens, the field responds, and manifestation becomes less about doing and more about allowing. This is not theory. This is not fantasy. This is the science of spiritual alignment. And it is available to you right now. All it takes is willingness. To pause, to breathe, to feel, to let your heart lead and your brain follow. When your mind and heart beat as one, the universe listens. You are no longer broadcasting static. You are singing a clear signal into the field. And that signal? It is being received. So let us now shift from theory into embodiment. Because knowledge alone does not change your vibration. Practice does. Let us explore how to raise your frequency, not through force but through presence. You do not raise your frequency by trying harder. You raise it by becoming more present. In a world obsessed with effort, hustle, and achievement, this may sound radical. But frequency is not something you push into place. It is something you tune into. And tuning does not require pressure. It requires stillness, awareness, attunement. Right now, your energy is responding more to your state of being than anything you are doing. You could be taking all the right steps, meditating, journaling, visualizing. But if underneath those actions lies tension, self-doubt, or impatience, your vibration will reflect that. Because energy does not respond to appearances. It responds to alignment. And alignment is subtle. It is soft. It does not shout. It whispers, "This is who I am now." So the question becomes, how do you raise your frequency gently, consistently, without force? You begin by slowing down, not stopping life, but noticing life. Not escaping reality, but feeling into it more deeply. Go outside. Feel the sunlight on your skin. Listen to the wind. Breathe with the rhythm of the earth. Let your senses become a doorway to presence. Presence raises frequency faster than any mental technique, because it brings your awareness out of lack and into the now. And the now is complete. From here you begin to notice what drains you. What thoughts feel heavy? What people leave you anxious? What habits lower your energy? Raising your vibration is not always about adding. Sometimes it is about releasing. Letting go of the noise, the pressure, the need to figure everything out. Your body already knows what alignment feels like. Your soul already remembers the vibration of peace. Your job is to return to it again and again. This is why play is powerful, why laughter heals, why rest is sacred. Because when you are relaxed, you are receptive. And when you are receptive, the universe can finally deliver what you have been asking for. So ask yourself, what would it feel like to live from ease, not urgency? What would shift if I stopped trying to get there and started fully being here? The more you root into this moment, the more your field stabilizes, the more your frequency rises naturally. And from that elevated space, inspired action returns, not as pressure, but as pull. Not as obligation, but as guidance. You no longer need to force. You are now being moved by resonance. This is how the most powerful transformations begin. Not with effort, but with stillness. Because in stillness, your energy resets. Your nervous system rebalances. Your vibration recalibrates to truth. And truth does not require force. It only requires presence. Frequency does not rise through effort, it rises through presence. So take the pressure off. Let go of the idea that more doing equals more progress. Instead, begin to trust that your energy, not your effort, is what speaks loudest. Return to your breath. Come back to the body. Feel into your frequency. Raise it gently. Raise it honestly. Raise it with care. And once your signal is clear, let us now amplify it, with words that reshape your vibration from the inside out. Now that your energy is grounded, it is time to speak directly to your field. Not with logic, not with effort, but with vibration-charged words that reach beyond the mind, into the subconscious, into the body, into the signal you are sending out. Affirmations are not magic spells. They are energetic commands. When spoken with presence, when felt deeply, they do not just sound different, they resonate differently. So before we begin, breathe. Close your eyes if you can. Let each word land as if it were already true. Because, on the level of vibration, it is. Repeat slowly, aloud, or in your heart. I am already aligned with what I desire. I am already aligned with what I desire. I am already aligned with what I desire. Feel how those words shift your state, not by convincing you but by activating you. My energy is magnetic. My energy is magnetic. My energy is magnetic. As you say this, imagine your field expanding. Subtle, radiant, pulsing with confidence and coherence. I manifest from joy, not force. I manifest from joy, not force. I manifest from joy, not force. Notice the pressure melting. Feel your nervous system softening. You are no longer reaching. You are remembering. I do not chase. I align. I do not chase. I align. I do not chase. I align. This one rewires an entire paradigm, from effort to embodiment, from proving to allowing. I allow life to meet me where I vibrate. I allow life to meet me where I vibrate. I allow life to meet me where I vibrate. There is no rush here, just repetition and resonance. These affirmations are not just phrases, they are recalibrations. They retune your inner instrument. They bring your field into harmony with the reality you have already chosen. Because every time you speak them with intention, you broadcast a new pattern. You send a signal of truth. You become that truth. And the universe, precise as always, begins to mirror it back. So come back to this often. Let this be your energetic reset, your vibrational anchor, your daily reminder of what is already yours. Say them again if they felt good. Speak them daily if they felt true. Let them live in your breath. Say these aloud now. Let them become your frequency. But words alone do not hold the field. Ritual does. Consistency does. Daily energetic hygiene does. So let us now explore the practices that will keep your vibration elevated. Not once, but as a way of being. Raising your frequency once is powerful, but maintaining it, that is what changes your entire reality. Manifestation does not respond to occasional bursts of clarity. It responds to sustained alignment, a consistent signal, broadcast from the inside out. This is why daily energetic practices are not just spiritual habits. They are vibrational anchors. They remind your body what safety feels like. They teach your field how to stabilize in expansion. They make high frequency your new normal. Because the truth is, life will try to pull you out of alignment. You will be exposed to fear, comparison, doubt, distraction. That is not a failure, it is part of being human. But when you are resourced with intentional practices, You no longer get stuck there. You return to center, faster, deeper, stronger. So what does high vibrational living look like in action? It begins before you even open your eyes. 1. Morning frequency ritual. Before reaching for your phone, reach for presence. Breathe into your body. Feel your heart. Ask, what signal do I want to send today? Speak your affirmations out loud. Visualize not just your goals, but the emotion of already living them. Set a frequency, not a to-do list. Because how you begin your day is how your field begins its broadcast. Zweite breathwork, nervous system reset. Your breath is your remote control for energy. Use it. When you feel anxious, pause. Inhale slowly through the nose. Exhale even slower through the mouth. Do this for 2 minutes. It shifts you from survival to presence. It calms the noise. It tells your body, we are safe. We can receive. 3. Movement. As energy clearing. Your body holds frequency. Stagnation breeds stagnation. So move. Walk, stretch, dance, shake. Not to burn calories, but to release what is not yours. Move to return to your own rhythm. This is how you clear energetic clutter, not just mentally, but physically. Digital boundaries. High vibration cannot thrive in constant noise. Your nervous system was not built for endless input. Create sacred silence in your day. Even 10 minutes without scrolling, talking, reacting. Let your energy breathe. In that space, clarity returns. And so does your signal. 5. Gratitude journaling, but differently. Do not just list what you are grateful for. Feel it. Write down moments when you felt connected, calm, joyful. No matter how small. Let your body relive them. Anchor those emotional frequencies. Gratitude practiced this way becomes more than a mindset. It becomes a portal into higher states. Environmental tuning. Your space reflects your energy and shapes it. Surround yourself with objects, colors, music, and scents that remind you who you are becoming. Clear clutter. Light candles. Play frequencies. Let your environment match your intention. It does not have to be perfect, just intentional. Midday frequency check-ins. Set reminders on your phone. How am I vibrating right now? Am I in force or flow? Is my body relaxed? You do not need to judge your state. Just notice it. Noticing is enough to shift it. Even a 30-second check-in can reroute your entire day. 8. Evening integration. Before sleep, reflect. Not on what you did, but who you were. Did you live in alignment with your truth? Where did you feel most alive? Where did you get pulled into old patterns? Celebrate every moment of presence. Forgive every slip. Reset your frequency as you drift off, so your field continues calibrating while you sleep. Because manifestation does not stop when the day ends. Your energy keeps broadcasting. 9. Energetic hygiene. Just like brushing your teeth. Clean your field. Close your eyes. Visualize light pouring through your body, clearing fear, tension, judgment. Send anything that is not yours back to source with love. This is not woo. It is hygiene for your vibration. And it changes everything. 10. Self-identity anchoring. Who are you becoming? Say it aloud. Daily. I am the kind of person who lives in alignment. I am the one who manifests through presence, not pressure. I know my frequency is my future, and I protect it like gold. This is not ego. It is embodiment. Because when you affirm who you are becoming, your field adjusts to support that identity, and your reality follows. Reality does not shift from what you do once. It shifts from what you practice daily. So let these practices become your path, not as a chore, but as devotion, not for perfection but for alignment. You do not have to do them all. You do not have to get it right. You just have to return again and again to the signal of who you truly are. Because the more consistently you hold that signal, the more naturally life responds to it. Now it is time to complete the reframe, to move beyond tools and techniques, and into the ultimate truth. Effortless manifestation is not fantasy. It is coherence, identity, and alignment in motion. Let us go there. When manifestations appear with ease, people often call it luck, coincidence, magic. But those who live in that flow know better. It is not magic. It is alignment. And alignment is not an abstract concept. It is a measurable, energetic condition. It is when your thoughts, emotions, body, and actions are moving in the same direction, with clarity, with coherence, with intention. When you are aligned, the universe does not have to grant your desires. It simply reflects them, because reality at its core is a mirror. It mirrors not what you say you want, but what you are being. And being in alignment means this: you no longer act from desperation. You no longer visualize from fear. You no longer wait for signs. You become one. Effortless manifestation is what happens when your energy and your identity are no longer in conflict. When you are not saying, "I want abundance," while feeling like you do not deserve it. When you are not imagining love, while carrying the frequency of rejection. When your inner world becomes a sanctuary, not a battleground. That is alignment. And once you stabilize there, the process changes. You no longer chase. You no longer cling. You no longer second guess. You begin to trust the delay. You begin to relax in uncertainty. You begin to feel the future before it arrives. And that feeling, that knowing, becomes your dominant vibration, which means it has no choice but to become your dominant reality. Because alignment creates inevitability. You are not hoping anymore. You are living as if it is done. And that is the frequency that bends time. That is the signal the field responds to instantly. It is not about blind faith. It is about energetic precision. You are an electromagnetic being in a quantum world, and your vibration is the code that shapes the field. Every thought you think generates electricity. Every emotion you feel radiates magnetism. Together they form a pattern. And that pattern determines what collapses from wave to particle, from potential to form. This is not fantasy. It is physics. You do not need rituals to make it work. You do not need perfection. You just need consistency in the way you feel, believe, and behave. Consistency in alignment. Because the truth is, you are already manifesting. You always have been. The question is, from what state? Is it survival or expansion? Fear or trust? Old self or elevated self? When manifestation feels hard, it is not because it does not work. It is because you are trying to create a new life. From the frequency of your past, you are broadcasting contradiction, and the universe is matching it precisely. But when you shift your frequency, your reality recalibrates, and effort becomes unnecessary. Not because you stop doing, but because what you do starts working. Effortless manifestation is not passive. It is potent. It is living in flow, acting from clarity, receiving without resistance. It is saying yes to life before it proves itself. It is becoming the version of you who no longer needs the outcome to feel whole, because you already are. Alignment is not something you wait for. It is something you choose. Every morning, every breath, every moment. And when you choose it enough times, it chooses you back. So here is the truth, distilled. You do not need to chase what is already yours. You just need to align with it. Your field will do the rest. Your alignment is the strategy. Your frequency is the method. You are not trying to become powerful. You already are. You are simply learning to stop arguing with that truth. So drop the struggle, drop the doubt, drop the timeline, and rise into the version of you who remembers that this is not magic. It is the natural outcome of resonance. Let us now bring it full circle. Let us step into that future self, not someday, not eventually, but now. Because alignment is not a goal. It is a frequency. And it is time to live in it. You have come full circle. Not in theory, but in vibration. You have remembered what was always true. Your frequency is your future. And your future is already calling you, not through force, but through resonance. There is a version of you one step outside your current identity that lives in effortless alignment. They are not waiting. They are not chasing. They are not doubting. They are being. They wake up with clarity. They speak with certainty. They move with purpose, not from pressure but from presence. That version of you is not far away. They are not a fantasy. They are a frequency. And you are tuning to them right now. Because frequency is not a concept. It is a practice. It is a lifestyle. It is a moment-to-moment embodiment of who you already are underneath the fear, the habits, the conditioning. You are not trying to become magnetic. You are not trying to get what you desire. You are learning to stop emitting the signals that contradict your truth. And your truth is this. You are already enough, already powerful, already connected to a field of infinite intelligence that is listening to your every vibration. Manifestation is not something you wait for. It is something you live. You do not need to beg the universe to give you what is yours. You just need to stabilize in the version of you that already has it. That version thinks differently, breathes differently, chooses differently. They no longer ask, what if it does not work? They ask, how can I stay in alignment today? They no longer try to control outcomes. They focus on tuning the signal. Because when your field is clear, reality cannot help but respond. The future you seek, it is encoded in your energy. The only question is, are you broadcasting it? So take a breath, close your eyes, drop into your body, feel the pull of your future self. Feel the version of you who is no longer performing, pretending, or doubting. The one who walks into rooms with certainty. The one who speaks desires into existence, not by forcing but by embodying. Let that version of you rise. You are not separate from them. You are them. You have simply been vibrating at a slower station. But now you have found the dial. Now you have remembered the signal. Now you are tuned in. This is your home frequency. This is where life bends toward you, where doors open, where people align, where ideas flow, where manifestation becomes not a process, but a byproduct. So how do you stay here? You return, again and again, through breath, through practice, through presence. You commit, not to outcomes but to alignment, not to controlling life but to co-creating with it. Because when you hold your frequency steady, the field organizes around you. And the more you trust this, the less resistance you will feel. The more you will realize that the entire universe is conspiring not against you but with you. Not to test you but to reflect you. You are not a small player in a giant cosmos. You are the cosmos, focused into form. You are the quantum field, walking itself into new realities. You are vibration, made conscious. So speak from that truth. Move from that truth. Choose from that truth. And when the old patterns whisper, this is too much, too fast, not for me, breathe deeper and answer back. This frequency is who I am now. Say it with me now. I am not chasing. I am aligning. I am not waiting. I am receiving. I am not becoming. I am remembering. This is your new normal. This is the field that forms around power, peace, and presence. and it is available to you at every moment. You have done more than learn something today. You have activated something. You have returned to a signal that has always been inside you, quietly waiting to be remembered. Now it is your job to keep tuning in. Speak the affirmations again. Revisit the breath. Trust the timing. Protect the peace. This frequency is not a moment. It is a way of being. It is who you are when you stop arguing with your brilliance. It is who you are when you stop collapsing into fear. It is who you are when you live as if you are already there because you are. You are already broadcasting. The only question is, are you tuned to what you truly want? So choose your station wisely. Align your signal with the version of you who knows deeply that everything is already in motion. That your desires are not random, they are revelations of what is already available. Now bring that version of you into this moment. Let them guide the next choice. Let them speak the next word. Let them walk into the next chapter. Because they are no longer in the future. They are here, and so are you. Return to this frequency. Subscribe if this resonated. Share it with someone who is ready to stop forcing and start aligning. And above all, remember, you do not chase your desires, you align with them.